So how is an expert appointed? The appointment typically comes through a clause in the contract at the root of the dispute. This will be a provision for particular narrow disputes to be referred to an expert for determination, carving them out of any broader dispute resolution clause which might provide for disputes arising out of or in connection with the contract generally to be dealt with by a particular court or through a particular form of arbitration. In many cases, the expert determination clause will provide for an appointing body and/or provide detailed criteria that the expert to be appointed should meet. For example, it might require that the parties request the chairman or president of a particular professional institute to appoint an expert who is a fellow of that institute, speaks particular languages, and has a certain minimum number of years' experience in a field relevant to the issue in dispute.
Now, how is your dispute submitted to arbitration? Let's just start off with our basic point. Arbitration is taking you out of domestic courts. It's an exception. But for you to get the privilege of arbitrating your dispute, you have to agree with the opposing party to resolve the dispute. And you can do that in two ways. The most common way to resolve your dispute is to put in a provision in your contract that should a dispute arise, the parties agree to arbitrate the dispute, right? This form of resolving your disputes is what you would call as international commercial arbitration. Here, parties are agreeing to resolve their commercial disputes through international arbitration.
Default has to do with a failure to act on the part of the arbitrator, while incapacity has to do with suddenly realizing that you cannot act either by reason of law or by reason of fact, that prevent you from being able to act. Then your mandate terminates if the parties agree. But where the parties cannot or will not agree as to whether or not your mandate terminates, then either party can challenge the appointment of that arbitrator, while once there is default or incapacity of the arbitrator to act. Default and incapacity are found in Article 14.1 of the model law. So that's another place in the model law that you can find a basis for challenging the appointment of an arbitrator.